Open your boxes. Open your boxes. 1, 2, 3.
Yo, it's pictures in the book
This is the voice of reason. I'm Baby Oprah. Voice of reason. Voice of reason. How y'all doing out here tonight? Welcome to another episode of The Voice of Reason. And I'm joined today by some very, very special guests. I'm going to have them introduce themselves individually, but today we have R.E.A.L music on with us today. Who's going to introduce themselves first? Let's go around this way.
All right. I go by the name of Olive, one of the lyricists in the group.
Oh, my name is Kadi. You feel me? I'm a lyricist in the group. Also, hype, lit, that.
What up, y'all? It's K Poetic, another lyricist in the group. You know what I'm saying? Hold a lot of this stuff down. You feel me? Last but not least.
Talk your talk.
Yeah, my name is Moses the Raven, aka Mo Ray type shit. I make the beats and shit. Feel me? Don't ask me to engineer your session because you gonna blow my shit. No,
Wait.
It's like nah. I engineer your shit. You just gotta pay a little extra. You feel me? Because I'm an expert. You feel me? 10 years plus experience.
Oh, he really trying to put himself out there.
I kill his business before.
And, I forgot to introduce. We have R.E.A.L Music and Company and Corey. So introduce yourself, Corey, because I know you're gonna have something to say.
What's going on? My name is Corey. You feel me? I'm also known as the God King out TGK.
Bro, all these AKAs. Who even uses AKAs anymore? Well, no, I do.
Everybody that know a couple people. You feel me?
Everybody that know a couple people.
Yeah.
Did we all introduce ourselves?
Definitely.
Okay, so what an interesting way to have this conversation, because I want to talk about R.E.A.L music with R.E.A.L music.
Wow.
And Corey. And Corey.
Wow. Definitely here.
And it's so dope, actually. K Poetic helped me come up with this topic, but I'm so happy that you did, because I was literally just having a conversation with somebody the other day about the Grammys. Okay. And I was having a conversation with myself, because y'all know I talk to myself from time to time.
Right.
If you don't know, you do know. But I was listening to Victory Lap by Nipsey. And I was listening to it, and I'm like, yo, he was really talking that shit.
Nipsey was talking his shit on that album. Matter of fact, I saw the post that you put up, and you was playing with the dedication.
But he was talking. I've been on my Nipsey wave all week.
And Nipsey been talking that talk for a little minute now. Like,
but you know when
Ali actually he heard about Nipsey before I did.
Yeah, Nip has always amazed me with his flair and his he's like impeccably outspoken about things that people don't usually talk about.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And he puts it together well. You know, it's not
it's for true.
It's not like trash, and he really knows his self-worth, you know.
Yo, he had me going to Gangsta's Church listening to his album, but it made me think, because once I found out Cardi B won that Grammy, and you know she's in the category with Nipsey, it was Travis Scott, Pusha T. It was just them three, right? It was four of those.
I forgot who else.
Mac Miller,
yeah.
And I remember like instantly coming to her defense, because Cardi's one of my idols, not just about her music, but she's one of the few people you see really make it from nothing. And it was a point in time where, a lot of people used to listen to Cardi as far, not her music, but before she started doing music with her comedy and her social media. But I swear to God, when she used to do 15, back when Instagram was 15 seconds, she used to do these little 15-second remixes with no beat behind it. She used to just remix a popular song. And I used to find myself always going back and listening to that. So I actually listened to most of that than her comedy. But for me, it's her cadence. It's just like, I like her cadence, I like her voice. And it was shocking, because you didn't expect her to know how to rap. Every social media celebrity try to, like, they get famous over comedy, and then next thing you know, they dropping an album, and it's like, bro, this not it. This not really it for you. So when she won, of course, people gonna pin her against Nicki, because, Nicki never won a Grammy.
See, that's the problem I have with all of that stuff. When the women come up, you know what I'm saying, they always try to pit them against each other, and I knew it was gonna happen.
Right.
They always gonna happen.
I was just like, I was just hoping they were gonna rise above it and be like,
But people fail to realize, for Cardi, it's not even to compare anybody to anyone, not even to compare her to Nipsey, because she was in a category with dope ass lyricists. So I think her winning, to me, it wasn't about, oh, you're a better rapper than Nipsey, or you're a better rapper than such and such. It was like, yo, you move culture. if we're gonna say whoever made, like, if we're gonna put it about who made a moment, and you know, hip hop is a small category, rap is a small category for the Grammys overall.
Yeah.
And she's the one who moved culture, because it's like, well, she had white people Bodak yellowing, and you know what I'm saying? And it's not to say, not to discredit anyone else, but that's what made me think, like, yo, when I was listening to Nipsey, I'm like, damn, for a slight second, I'm like, damn, he was snubbed. Like, he should have got this damn Grammy.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then,
I mean, I'm sorry.
just to mention, I'm gonna let you go right now. It just shows the state of hip hop.
Yeah.
At first, I'm like, it's not about it was not about Nipsey being snubbed, because even though Nipsey bars was there, it don't take away from the fact Cardi moved culture. So it was a moment where it's like, bruh, hip hop really changed. Like, and that's why, I mean, this is what I want us to get into, what we consider real music in the state of hip hop right now. Corey?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say that, you know, first of all, you gotta give a big shout out to Cardi B for one. Well, I think that she had that was really a little bit pivotal in the way that she came out was her transparency. You know, she was very transparent, and it made you know, a lot of her fans feel closer to her, you know, in a way, feel like, you know, like they know her already, or they, you know, like they right next to her when she doing something. So, you know, she was able to do that even at a star level, even at, you know, when she even started making her money, she was still able to keep that same level of transparency, which, you know, got her some actual new age diehard fans. So, you know what I'm saying?
To the mainstream culture on top of that.
But now,
just being herself. You know, like I was talking to my fiance about it. Like, I remember I first heard of Cardi B. I'm like, yo, saw on the Breakfast Club. I'm like, yo, this tickle page is ratchet as hell. Y'all, you feel about it? She was like, yo, I like it. You just honest. Like, you can't be honest at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, man, she's dope.
Honesty is my favorite trait.
That's it. You can't
talk about it.
Honesty is my favorite trait in a human being. Without that, honestly, I feel like I can't fuck with you if you're not an honest person. If I never seen you mad, if I never seen, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I gotta know the levels of you. You know what I'm saying? So that transparency just is respectable to me, because it's hard.
But you know what that goes along with? Social media. That's what I want to know from you guys, especially as like rising rappers, where it's like, I know how much time you guys put into your craft. We're actually in your studio right now, and I've been to your performances. I watch you guys perform, so I see how much work y'all put into the actual craft of rap and music. But now it's starting to seem like being transparent in your personality due to social media is starting to become an additional, I guess, trait you need in your art. So now it's not about your art. It's about, you know, Cardi B is not even that she was transparent. It was the fact that social media fucked with her before she started doing music.
Right. I think what speaks to that is the fact that a lot of people have been trying to come up in social media. Just like, let's say 2015. That's almost 5 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
So like, people since then, like since Instagram has popped off, it's like, okay, I have to be fake as possible. Right.
Or
and
do
at this
the
point,
most.
or do the absolute most. And at this point, people are starting to go back and value the realer shit now. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to go back and value, okay, this is mad authentic. Like this feels good. This is like some soul food that sticks in my ribs. Like I fucks with this sort of content. So I
don't necessarily agree with that all the way, in the sense of people are looking for real. I think there's still the people like you guys who are lovers of the art, like myself. Like when I'm listening to music, it's like, okay, I'm in a J. Cole mood. I want to listen to real shit. But for the most part, it's Cardi being thrown in my face. It's the antics. Like, I know Kodak Black is kind of good, but honestly, I went to go listen to his music after, I think, reading the article on some shit he did. I never just was like, okay, I'm about to listen to Kodak Black. I think most of the new artists that I listen to now, before I was introduced to their music, I was either introduced to something viral that went on social media, some bullshit that they do, or something about their personality.
Do you think that's like not real? Like, because to me, the reason why I mess with Kodak Black is because he's a very honest person. Like, what you see is what you get with Kodak, honestly.
I think it's real. It's just that that's what's selling the music now. And then we talked about the record labels, because now record labels, they get to sit back and relax. So you showing up, I just think that social media in general, I don't think it's just music. Social media has changed the way people think, period. So if you tell someone, you're a rapper, they want to know, okay, what's your social media like? Like, I had this girl tell me, oh, she do music. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I just met her. She was like, oh, I rap. I found myself just thinking, okay, like any other rapper. And then I went and followed her on social media, and since I had like 50K followers, and she was like touring in Europe, and I got to see everything that's her. And I'm like, oh, it's crazy because I still haven't gone and listened to her music. And I'm like, yeah, she's a rapper.
Yeah.
Because she got 50K followers. She's a rapper. I didn't even go listen to music and listen to her bars. So how do you guys feel about that with just trying to come up in the industry and just for the love of the art, period?
Well, I started to look at it like, in general, what we start to like about the artist is their personality. And what we like about people in general is their personality. And we started to build connections with them through their songs, but now that we have other outlets that we're like right next to, I could put up a post and then like Plies could see it, or like, somebody that's lit on social media will also be a celebrity. And so you could gain your celebrity both ways now. You know what I mean? You could be directly with them. So why not try to build up? I'm on the same site as them. I'm on the same site as everybody else. So let's try to build it up, and maybe I can contact them, or maybe I can make myself, get to the level I want to.
So the first place I seen this shit was in Vine. Remember Vine?
Yeah,
like
6-second videos.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was like, as soon as I seen Wale in the studio, that's the first time I ever seen any shit like that. It was like Periscope and Vine. When them shits first came out, like, people, this is like the famous guy. He's right there. Oh my God, there he goes. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. Oh, and I'm allowed to put shit here too?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right now.
So that's where I was like, damn, okay, you know what? All right, now this is the place I can use to express myself.
Yeah, but I don't know. In my opinion, I think it makes like it's a bigger connection with the fans. And that's why it was such a booming thing, because you gotta understand that fans, like, they dedicate themselves to the artist a little bit more than they should. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like you listen to a good song and then you think you know who this person is. You know what I'm saying? That's what fans begin to do. They start to think. That's why you begin to get. That's why you even know what's a diehard fan and what's not a diehard fan. You know what I'm saying? By what happens with the artist beyond the music, or behind or beyond the music. You know what I'm saying? Just like the with the recent things that's going on, the R.E.A.L situation, these are the fans that are really hurt and struck by this are the fans that
dedicate,
like, they involve themselves way too much inside of artists when they only knew one faction, like one department of what this person does. But this is like the state that we're in, because music is about relation. You got to be able, like, good music is a music that people can relate to. You know what I'm saying? So it's you have to do that. You have.
But do you feel like the social media factor? I don't know if the word would be limit, but like, let's say, for example, J. Cole, we all know he got bars and we love his music, but he also live his music, because we see, you don't see J. Cole glowed up or a bunch of chains. You don't see him like, he rap what he's living. But then you have a Cardi B. Oh, you know what? I'll use a perfect example. Nicki Minaj, I went to an event where she spoke with Rob Markman, genius. I went to that interview that she had, and she was talking about, the hit record on her album was Barbie Dreams. Y'all heard it? But she was like, it felt like old Nicki. She was coming out talking about all the rappers she'll fuck. That's the ratchet, sexy, sex sells Nicki that we like. And she said she had to have a battle with. My favorite song on the album is Ganja Burns. Let me say that first. And she said she had to have a battle with the record label as far as making Ganja Burns the first single. And Ganja Burns, she's talking about, personal stuff like taking abstaining from sex, just growth, spirituality. Like, those are the topics that she's touching. However, that's not what we know Nicki, the rapper, the brand, to be. So she talked about how she had to fight. Like, no, I went through some shit this year. I need this to be my single, because this explains what my music is coming from. But everybody, when she said her record label said, nah, Barbie Dreams needs to be I remember thinking to myself, yeah, she should have made Barbie Dreams her single, because that would have, she was having that whole beef with Cardi. There was that little shaky moment where everybody's like, okay, Cardi about to come for your spot. I was like, Barbie Dreams would have been that moment for you to come out. However, that wasn't where she was musically. So do you feel like, social media limits you? Because if you do, now we're, the industry is single ran. Yeah. So it's like whatever single you pop off of, that's what you're supposed to stick with. Young and May came out, she's a lyricist, but Young and May came out with a club banger. Ooh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I feel like honestly we haven't really seen her out, her music haven't been out there, and I feel like she been having a slow run since that big bang. And they talk about it, like once you get that big bang, it's always hard to follow up because you're artist, you don't want to limit yourself to
you don't put yourself in the box.
What I want to say to that is I think like Nicki's at a stage where like she's grown and she's been around for a while, and like since she's not typecast herself, but since she's made herself appear a certain way, we're creatures of habit, so we're accepting her as how she's given us, how we know. You know what I mean? And so now Cardi's coming and she's in that stage that she just once was, and they're loving that. They're they're eating that up. So in a way, she is kind of taking that spot, but she's supposed to be able to grow to that next level, but it's going to be a tough transition because
I think she's trying to fit in to this new realm of social media. Like
it's difficult
because she came out through MySpace, but it's not just about social media controlling the mindset. Like social media is now an infrastructure, just like we used to go to the yellow pages if you want to find a number. Now social media is like, bro, if I want to find something, let me go on Instagram, let me hashtag. So it's a part of how we think with everything that we do. So Nicki came out at a time with MySpace where people weren't thinking of social media in that way. People was just using social media to get listeners, but it wasn't like, oh, I gotta be a brand on social media first to be considered a rapper. So Nicki had a lot of, I know from me being a fan of her mixtapes, she had a lot of songs that wasn't about sucking, fucking, and doing all of that. Some of her songs were deep.
You know, it's funny, like being in that. It's kind of funny, man. Like now. I mean, and that has a lot to do with the labels as well. Like, a lot of them want to make sure they get their single. Like like I remember, you ever heard, you know of a rapper named Saigon?
Yes, I heard his name.
People know him from Love and Hip Hop. I know him as like the rapper. I forgot what season he was on. But
I know that name. Okay,
but rapping. But like I remember when he came out with his debut album, he was saying like, and he's more of a conscious rapper. And he was saying like, yo, when I come out, he wants to, kind of speak about the stuff he want to speak about. But the label Atlantic was like, yo, like word for word, he was like, yo, man, just give a side single and you could bust your little artistic nut all you want. Shit like
because the single is the money maker, though.
That's the money maker. And he's like, all right, well then fuck that. I'm just gonna do my own shit then.
Basically.
And like they could dictate what you want to do, and it makes it more difficult. It makes it more difficult for you to do what you truly want to. That's probably what Nick was dealing with. Like, yo, I want to talk about something else. Labels is like, nah, man, but you, Nicki Minaj, you supposed to talk about this. Have this be a single. Let us get this, and then you could drop that little ganja shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what's a little strange about her situation as well too? It's unique because like she got an ex that's on TV. You feel me? He's being portrayed a certain way.
Yeah, true.
She's starting to become like it's too much relationship out there, and she doesn't like. She's not that type of person. Doesn't seem like where she wants to like
put herself out there. Yeah, with her person.
But she comes from the era where you create an image because back then we didn't have social media. You just had magazines. You just had, and she came out on MySpace, but social media wasn't what it is now. So you came from the era where you create a brand. You don't put your personal life out there. You create an image. You create a character.
And then I'm thinking like, boom, Cardi on the other hand, her
real life is her music.
It's kind of
her bread and butter was the
what's that
social media, and get what I'm saying. And she's had that real connection with her fans from day one because she's interacted with them. She's actually commenting on the stuff. She's actually from the beginning.
Yo, don't you find it? I mean, sorry, but don't you find it kind of weird though? Like, because her. I mean, not to dwell on the Nicki topic, but don't you find it kind of weird that her and Safari was together for dumb long? We ain't really know they was together, but when they broke up, everybody knew. Like everybody
I talked
knew about
that. First of all, Nicki is a Sag. Nicki is a Sag, so I could understand. Like, I feel like
I don't know. I was just like, yo.
I understood her keeping him private,
but then everybody knew when the bullshit happened. It was her and Meek. Like it was like. Safari kind of came up off of not being
off of being in the
now he's like I'm pretty sure he was being
and the nigga on TV every day and shit. So
like I don't know.
I think because she came into the industry, she came with
this nigga, you brought us this.
Wait. Wait, who? Safari or me?
Like, we gotta deal with this shit. Nah, word. Deal with me. We fucking.
No, I love Safari. Okay, first of all, I think she came into the industry with Safari.
Yeah.
So it's to me, it was like, okay, you're selling sex. You want to be this sex icon. You can't really do that. It's the same thing with some rappers who keep their relationships on the low. You can't be a married man. Look at Hov. Ever since Hov put himself out there as a married man, a faithful man, we don't get the big pimpins. We love Hov for what he is now. But we ain't gonna get a big pimpin' part 2 in this era. You know what I'm saying? So it's like coming into the industry, you don't wanna. But once you're dating a Meek.
Yeah,
you gonna profit. You might as well profit off of your life now. But your personal life before the industry,
honestly,
you might
at
not.
The time, technically, like he's bigger than her now, or almost like, but before, like at the time,
Meek?
it was like she was way bigger, and he was.
No,
like,
you know what it
first
is.
World tour. That was.
But
like
you know what? Money wise, it's not. But it's the thing that I hated about them dating, and I wish Meek, because I'm a fan of Meek. I wish Meek and Nicki didn't date, or they didn't come public, because it's two different lanes when we talking about hip hop and rap. There's the mainstream, and hip hop wasn't mainstream before. Hip hop is mainstream now. What does mainstream mean? White. Hip hop, the Jada Kisses back in the day, rap was not mainstream. It was our thing. It was just a black thing.
Yeah, big.
Meek was always that deal in rap. He wasn't mainstream, but when it came to who's the it rapper or one of the it rappers, his name was brought up. It's not like, he met Nicki and real rappers or real rap fans was introduced.
No. Niggas
he was making that white money, the barbs. He got the barbs.
He was in there.
Yeah, so I don't agree with that, and I hated that because they're both rappers, but they're two different type of rappers. She was a mainstream pop rapper, not a lyricist. So it's like people was really discrediting Meek and his talent for being with Nicki, and I hated that. Like,
that's stupid. That has nothing to.
I didn't even know
honestly, they
people
don't
was
have.
doing
They're
that.
not supposed to be.
the mainstream was, because it was always like, you not on your girl. Well, Drake say that's your girl tour, that's your world tour. Call him a. But it's like, bro, don't forget this dude rap.
That was more. I mean, but like that's why I kind of give it. Drake caught him on some I kind of give it to him the way he got him, because it wasn't on some rap shit. It was just on some like damn, bro, like I've been headlining shit. She been like, when he said, "Is that a world tour?"
I said ouch when I heard that line.
They have been around the world a couple times.
Yeah, it's like they did this. That's what it was. They did this, and you ain't. It was like a boss level.
No, when Drake said it, that was a bar. That was real. That was ouch. I said ouch. But who's that guy? The white guy. I don't know if y'all saw in the Shade Room. The white guy. He's a actor. I can't think of his name right now, but he was on the Shade Room. He made a video on his profile page saying, Meek ain't a good rapper. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? First of all, what is he? What makes him credible to talk about rappers?
Nah, I mean, Michael Rappaport, he one of them people that's been involved in the hip hop community for many years. Like, he was
a snitch.
Nah, I mean, I know he was in Higher Learning and shit.
What's Higher Learning?
You know the movie with Ice Cube and Busta Rhymes? I was on some Nazi shit. He's on some whatever. He did that shit. But you know what he did? The one thing Michael Rappaport did that I really fuck with is that, I mean, this some me shit, but he directed the Tribe Called Quest Beats, Rhymes, and Life documentary. Like, he's really in the hip hop culture. Okay. But he be running his mouth and he be talking shit sometimes, and some niggas probably just not gonna fuck with the shit he be saying.
First, just not.
He not always right.
Fan, but for him to
he's
say
on some
that,
Gary Owen shit. I think he got a black wife. He one of them niggas. Like,
oh yeah, he does. I do know that. But when he said that, I'm like, bruh, this whole Nicki Drake beef got people. They got the game fucked up, not just because I'm a Meek fan, but like anybody who's into art and into music, you would never say Meek Mill is whack.
Yeah.
From when he's whack?
No, he's not whack.
He's good at what he's doing. I mean,
Meek
everybody.
Mill's far from whack. Far from.
And that's what he said. That's why I felt like a lot of people were running with.
But why did he even say that though?
He just said that.
He just said that out of nowhere?
He just said he doing his little, I guess, commentary on hip hop.
Meek is fire.
I highly disagree.
But that's my thing with this is where we get back to social media and how it affects the art. Now, you guys being up and coming, do you guys think about your brand or having that social media moment, or are you guys even still into trying to be into the industry?
It's crazy because if you look at I've been realizing how long we've been doing this shit. Like, when we started performing, none of this shit was around. Like, in 2008 and 2009, social media was here, but Like if we were still focused on like making physical CDs of our few songs and giving them out at showcases. That's where my mind was. And then like, all right, create a little we still had MySpaces at the time, trying to get the fucking like a couple hundred plays on the player and shit like that. And we was on Reverb early, SoundCloud early, before any of them niggas was on it. It was on that shit before this shit popped. And like now it's like I'm thinking differently. Like, okay, like now your niggas need to know. They need to know like who we are. When I post on the R.E.A.L page, I try to post shit that's more personable. So I'll post like rap quotes of what we said that shows, like get a glimpse into who we are, and then like try to just showcase the shit that we doing. But my mind wasn't like this at 19 and 20. I'm like, I'm just gonna rap hard as fuck and put it out, and then whoever fucks with it, whoever don't. Now it's about like our look, how we need to, like, people need to see us. You need to see us perform. You need to see us record. You got to see us do shit, and then that's how your following grows. I mean, our following naturally grows from us doing performances. The minute we do a performance, we leave there with like at least like 10, maybe 20 on a good night and shit like that. But now it's like if you were an artist, if you were grinding in 08, 09. You still grinding now, then your whole shit had to change. You have to adapt to this new shit. There was still social media back then, but it's way more heavier now. IG was in 2012. It was performing 4 years before that. Like, and now we have to make sure the performances are, we have to get that perfect 1 minute clip out the performance.
Yeah, exactly.
Your whole shit has to change to fit what's going on. So if you've been grinding for a minute, like, you're realizing that things are a bit different now. But I mean, you gotta move with the times.
The biggest issue, I think the biggest issue we got is branding. People don't understand the difference between advertising and branding, right? Because I advertise that I can advertise I got 20 tires for sale. You know what I'm saying? That's an advertisement. Like, I got 20 tires for sale. Come down here to Joe's Tire Market. But the difference between advertising and branding is I'm the tire man. I'm the man you think about when you think about tires. Remember Coming to America?
He's a Michelin man.
Think of Akeem. You know what I'm saying? I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's that in social media, in the social media era, that's the most important thing. Branding, period. Real music, you think about these four dudes. You know what I'm saying? And I think us locking down that follow real music thing, us locking down, you know what I'm saying? That's going to set us apart.
With branding and creating real music, how comfortable have you guys gotten with exposing, like, I guess, real parts of your life? Like, I know you just mentioned with the Nicki, like, certain things are sensitive. So it's like, I want to know how real you guys ever got in music, and how comfortable are you guys with that?
It gets real, like, off of, like, I remember records in particular, like, there's shit that I've learned about the niggas I rap with from the music. They said through the song that they didn't even speak to me about. Mo got a song called Cufflinks. If you listen to that song, I'm like, this nigga went through some shit. He got a song called Grow Up. This nigga went through some shit. Like, even I try to be as personal as I can. Like, I had a song called Just a Few Thoughts where I just kind of just ramble about Sincerely Yours. I just kind of ramble about however I'm feeling. We all have that. So it's like, I don't know. It's easier. I think it's easier to do that as a rapper because you have company. Like, there's like, everybody puts everything in their music. If you could say the most personable thing about yourself, but you know that there's an army of people that's gonna gravitate towards that because you know that you're touching whoever else feels like that. And at the same time, like, most likely your favorite rapper then says something that was just wild personal. I don't know. There's always space for that. So honestly, it's not even I don't even feel nervous doing that shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, rap for me has always been like the untold story. So that's what it's always kind of been about. Like, even when you hit, your pad and you're about to write something down, it's not really about. It could be about what's going on, but it's really the untold story. And your story is really it's easy. It's the easiest one to throw out. Because you have the way, your perception of things.
But then you get to hide behind it, because it's like, if it was just about music, it's like you could hide behind the music because you put it over a beat. If it sound good, nobody gonna be thinking, he went through like that stuff.
I'm gonna tell you when it got real scary for me, because I started to vlog, like all of our like, you know, us recording and stuff like that and what was going on in my everyday life. And then when my life would get difficult and shit, it would just be like, man, fuck this. Like, yo, I want to turn the camera off and shit. I don't want people to know that. Like damn, you know what I mean? But I think it's pretty good to get to that point. I think people are receptive to that piece of realness. Like, you know, the more of those pieces you could get out there, they'll like.
What's the realest y'all ever got in your bar? I want to hear a bar from each of y'all, like the realest thing you could have ever said. And when I say real, I mean real to you, real to experience in your life that you've ever got. Listen, this is what makes me go and listen to people.
I got one. Yo, matter of fact, it's old Liv.
No, everybody got to say one. So y'all gonna start thinking since he got one over there. The realest thing that you pulled from your real life that you put into a bar.
I'll start one off. This old Liv talking. Yo, my brother, K Poetic, you know, he dropped his debut project called Middle Ground. This is like 3 years ago now, right? Yeah, but the last track on there was called Sincerely Yours, and what he did, it's a track he has a track on there called Sincerely Yours, and he did a remix and had all of us on there, but he wasn't on there. So we all kind of just spoke personally about, you know, like how we felt about ourselves at the time. And I remember one thing I said in my verse, and I said something like, you mad at yourself because you never prevail, so you secretly wish the worst on those who tend to excel. That's trife.
Wow.
And I was like, one thing I noticed about myself was like, yo, if I wasn't on the same level as somebody I saw doing well, like I give them props, but deep in my head I'd be
that's real.
It's kind of like a misery loves company thing.
That is real.
Like, and I was like, I'm like, damn, yo, do I really do that? And ever since then, I was like, yo, man, you gotta really, like, if you're not showing love from a natural place, then you really gotta check something about yourself. So I caught myself doing that, like you know, you kind of gotta like check your subconscious.
Yeah. Like,
I had to do that. I read this book called Beyond Positive Thinking. This kind of shows you how to like control what you tell yourself.
Can I borrow it? You got it?
No, you could listen to the whole shit on YouTube.
Oh,
like,
damn.
It shows you like how to train what you tell yourself.
That's real. Like, that's a real. I can't wait to hear all y'all because that's a real bar right there.
Real quick shit about the book. Like he said, like if you just go through a list, like say a whole bunch of positive things about yourself. Yo, man, I'm spiritually whole. I'm this. I'm that. I'm blessed. I'm this. You just go. Your back of your mind will be like, nah, nigga, you slow. You trash. You late. You like that's what you're just gonna tell yourself. He said you got to learn how to train that. And I peeped. I was falling into that. So when I said that bar, that was me kind of catching myself like, yo, man, you got to be more genuine when it comes to people. You got to know how to be happy for people. Huh?
Where can
That was on the Sicilios remix. Mad at yourself because you never prevail, so you secretly wish the worst on those who tend to excel. That's trife. And I was like, damn.
I need to go. That's deep.
But that's like
real.
I'm gonna go way deeper.
That's real.
I'm gonna go way deeper when I do my album. Cause I'm gonna go even deeper. But that's one bar I noticed about myself. I was like, yo, I gotta check myself.
That's deep. Damn, you got me in my thoughts now. Okay.
Oh shit!
You ain't say yours yet. You gonna come back? You still thinking? Okay. How real?
I was hoping to, develop this thought a little bit more, but I know exactly which line I wanted to speak on. It was,
let's hear the line.
Had so much hate for my dad. Wish I'd have stayed at his pad. No hope for changing the past.
Can you say that again?
Fuck. What I say?
How you gonna access your bar that you wrote? No more.
Had so much hate for my dad. Wish I'd have stayed at his pad. No hope for changing the past. No Jesus. Wait, what's it? What no, that's the no mercy from Jesus Christ. Feel like he training my eyes. That was in the last part.
Explain. I need you to get deeper
Jesus
with
Christ
that.
Feel like he training my eyes. So it's like,
what real place did that bar come from?
So it's like, okay, I'm at my mom's house. I'm living on South 20th Street in Newark, and it's a fucking shithole, and it always is. It's like fucking sucks over there. Fiends. I'm going to the corner store. My mom giving me $5. Go to the corner store. I cop the whole store. You know what I'm saying? Fiends asking me for money. And it's like, I'm getting used to this shit. I'm going to Hawthorne Avenue. I'm just getting used to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I get a glimpse of East Orange. I come over here to East Orange. I'm going to a private school, Johnny Cochran Academy. That's on Lyons Ave. And I'm getting a good education.
With your dad, you moved here?
Yeah, with my dad, I'm getting a good education. With my mother, I'm having all this bullshit that's going down in my life. So I'm back and forth between my mother and my father's house. And I feel like I'm a halfway idiot, halfway intellectual because all of this bullshit that I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? All this bullshit I'm going through, you know what I'm saying?
So where did it stem to hate for your dad?
I don't, the thing was, I was like, where the hell is he at? You know, why is he leaving it up to me? He's like, yo, you got to choose. Like your mother is doing this. You know what I'm saying? She wants to do this. Do you want to hang out with your mom? Because I'm not going to make it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to pull you from your mom if you want to hang with her. I'm like, yeah, of course I want to hang with my mom, but you know.
So did you want him to make that decision for you? Is that what you're saying? You just wish he would have just been like, no.
But at the end of the day, I was like, look, Dad, I want to hang with you. And I feel like my mom kind of don't like me for that. Because at the end of the day, like the way she be talking to me today, like, yo, I wish I would have raised you because this wouldn't have happened and that wouldn't have happened. And I'm like, maybe you right. But, you know, I got a way better education for it. I moved here, moved to Pennsylvania, you know, a whole bunch of other shit came, you know what I'm saying? So that's really a deep line. Like, I don't feel like people really got a lot out of that. But they definitely felt the depth in it because I was dead ass when I said it. But they didn't really, you know, they of course you can't know the history behind the line.
What age did you go, like, did you fully move with your dad?
This is what happened. I remember I was having an argument with my father, and I was like 15 years old, and I'm like, I'm about to go to my mother's house. He was like, listen, when you told me you was coming to live with me, I went over to the court and I got a document signed that you're living with me now. I was like 15 years old. So he like signed a document
where he had sole custody over you?
Sole custody of me. You know what I'm saying?
So you didn't have the choice to
I didn't have the choice to go back. So I had started regretting my choice. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, okay, up to from 1 year old to 15, I wish I had stayed with him because this is the most positive shit I had in my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's really
that's deep.
And the part about no mercy from Jesus Christ for like you training my ass, it's like, you know, I feel like Jesus, he's throwing me shit. Like I you know what I'm saying? You ask for something, now you got it. Now I'm living with my father.
But you
know what I'm saying? But now it's you know, it's weird. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, that's
damn, that was deep.
Yeah.
That was deep.
Who got the next?
Right. Well, I mean, why y'all give me one before this?
Why
make me emotional?
Right. I see. I got one. Oh, I got one in my song "Cops." Second verse, I said, "Stop the abuse of power. These stupid cowards are shooting hours. And last year, 1,000 people died by police. It's a crucial matter. Youth devoured. Lord God, I'm praying hard. My eyes sealed. No disrespect. I'll interject, but if you won't handle it, then I will." And I was basically saying, like, that was my frustration. Like, yo, man, we out here. Like, Like, I've been through a horrible situation with cops. Like, been like falsely arrested me and Kid Ali. It happened.
Well.
Before. Yeah.
What happened?
They scooped us up off the street when I was 19 and threw us in the Essex County jail, saying that we robbed this cab driver, armed robbery. We was looking at 20 years. It was a bad situation. It was bad. It was heavy.
I did not know that.
Oh no, it was heavy. Because I don't really, it's like, I mentioned it in my music, but I don't really talk to people about it too much.
Where were you guys going?
Dunkin' Donuts.
So y'all had y'all didn't know what was going on.
We didn't know what was going on.
So got pulled over for no
reason. We were on foot.
And then
we were at the studio at 604 Central Ave, and we just decided to go to the Dunkin' Donuts. It was like 2 a.m. But we was just hungry. And these cops then pulled up, and then they said that we robbed this guy because they got a positive ID from some cab driver, and they just locked us up.
And I think they
questions asked, nothing.
They told us what the deal was, but we wasn't trying to hear. But
they badgered this nigga.
Who
said positive, like, cause they had us sitting outside the Dunkin' Donuts for hella long.
Right, facts.
Then they gonna tell me, they like, yo, man, I think you good, man, but I don't know about
me.
Feel me?
I'm the nigga out here.
I would have expected you, but
exactly. That's how I was thinking, cause we like, all right, this gotta be some bullshit, like, cause we ain't do shit. We ain't, like, you know what I mean? We at the studio making music.
All this prove that we just came from work. We had our work IDs, schedules. We was dressed in all black, but that was the attire for work. And they just think, oh, robbery attire, it must be in. But what the point is, like, that was like I held, like, I was almost 10 years ago. Like, this year will be 10 years, but like I haven't let that go.
First of all, do I want to? Y'all about to make me cry because did you watch the Khalif Broda story?
I did.
It is the same thing that led that.
It came on, and I think I told my mom about it. I told her, yo, don't watch it,
bro.
It's just gonna mess you up. But, yo, it's an African American horror story. We could have been Khalif.
No, seriously, that's what I'm thinking. Like, exact same story.
That's a fact.
Exact same story.
It was a petty crime, but we was in, but we was heavier charges than Khalif, but he was in Rikers. We were in Newark. Newark is bad, but it's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the exact same story.
The ill shit about that. The ill shit about that.
And then he didn't have money to pay. Wow.
Like he got
They sent them away for stealing a backpack. They claim that he stole, which I don't believe he did. But they claim he stole a backpack from some guy.
No, it turned out not to be true.
Yeah, of course.
He just stayed in the jail because he couldn't afford, a bail.
Yeah, like it was like $3,000.
And he wasn't claimed guilty.
What fucks me up about that is like, yo, man, like, yo, when they falsely accused like my brothers of doing something, they were up. It was 1st degree charges. Like it was like.
Bruh.
If you blew trial,
yeah, and that affects who you in the jail with too. So like we was with people who like did murders and shit, and we was like, oh shit,
But my point is with that, like I don't. Ironically,
I wish I could see me now because my mouth is a wild.
No. I mean, it's a shocker to those. It's a shocker to those who know me because they're like you, like of all, like because I don't. My life, I'm far from any of that. And it's like, but we don't talk about it too much, but that I've held on to that for years, and I've never let that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It altered my view of police. When I think about
police and just being a black man, for you to be like, I think about all the time, like, what if I was to get arrested for not paying a parking ticket, and I'd be like, yo, why would they put me in jail? I'm innocent. So I could only imagine what you guys feel.
Yo, when I see cops, when I see my main thing is like, yo, because here's the thing, like if I would have got locked up for who I was with. I get out, I'm like, I can't rock with you no more.
Yeah.
If I get locked up because of how I look,
what can you do?
I'm not changing.
Bleach your skin, good what? Turn white?
Like, that shit can happen. I'm going home tonight.
Yeah.
So it kind of like, yeah. So it robbed me of my peace of mind, but I really hate what it did to like my parents, and it messed all of them up.
Bro, it's messing me up right now. And we listen to these stories all the time, but to just see it happen close to home and be like, I think every time we see a police shooting or we hear stories like that, it's
this was before the social media epic with I already had like a huge disdain towards cops, and now it's like, but that shit was on some going to jail forever type shit. Now it's like I want to live. So I was more worried about getting arrested. Now it's like, yo, I want to die by getting.
Wait, so what happened? How'd you guys get out?
I mean, like they found the nigga.
How long y'all stayed in?
I wasn't there for 12 days. He was there for 14.
Bro, get out of here! 12 days?
12 days. Like it might sound short to some, but that was a long.
I would have said 5 hours. They would have found out.
One full day was in the EO precinct, and then after that, they took us to.
Right,
yeah, we was in the county. Yeah.
I'm gonna need assistant dog.
Y'all should have got released with a check, man. As soon as you got released, I had a check right there.
My whole view on like this, not the system, but like jail, like changed. Like I saw the inmates, like they weren't. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. When I walked in, like I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to be fighting. I feel like I was gonna lose every fight.
We had to transform instantly. Like, all right, now we in jail, bro. Like we was just going to Dunkin' Donuts. Now we in jail.
Y'all even have Google to Google how to be a gangster.
Yo, this nigga said I need a tutorial for this jail shit. Like,
that's crazy.
There's no. That's exactly the tutorial for the jail shit. They think everybody's been to jail. Like when you go to jail, so it's like all new shit.
Like, so what you went for here again now? Like,
most people, they knew how that went. Most people were in there again.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing though. When we got to telling people why we was in there, like,
they was feeling bad for us and shit, you know?
They was really sympathetic. Like, yo, bro, that's fucked up. Like, these niggas took y'all. I was in college.
Wait, how old were you?
I was 19. We was both 19.
This is when we just graduated. I graduated high school, bro. I just graduated. I'm going to college, bro.
Yeah, it was
I'm just starting Essex County.
Yeah.
Just got my book loan and shit.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I just started class and shit, like, and then but my point is,
this is breaking my heart. It's funny, but it's so not funny because this is like breaking my heart right now.
Grace of God, good family, good church family. They got the money up. They got us out because that was
yeah. They had to bail us out, man.
Go to trial. So then you guys had to go.
Yeah, the bail.
It was $100,000 a piece.
Bail was like almost $1 million collectively.
And listen, no, it wasn't over just like that. They bailed us out.
Yeah,
and then we had to go to court. The next year.
Yeah.
So we would have been in there the next year.
We would have been in jail till May if they didn't get us out.
Are you?
Because here's the thing: when they hit us with the number, because niggas was saying like, "Yo, y'all could probably beat this," but no, you're gonna sit. I was like, yo, I'm not getting out no town, so we don't got that.
But this is how people plead guilty. Because if you here as a 19-year-old, I got to sit here and fuck up my summer and be here.
This nigga looked me in my eye and said, yo, we got cameras, we got all of this shit. Like, yo, like, what's up? And I was like, yo, bro, I was like, all right, well, nigga, go get it. So
yeah, I'm like, yeah, pull the cameras. I'm like, pull whatever you got.
you motherfucker, y'all think I'm simple? I'm like, what the fuck y'all talking about? I ain't getting no confession out of me.
So heartbreaking. I never want to have a son.
When you really know you didn't do shit.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
I know you guys. So the fact that this is even a thing, like the Khalid Brother story broke my heart, but at the same time, I didn't know him. So the way this is hitting me now is like.
Niggas was on some like, yo, man, please, good behavior, probably get like 8. Cause we was looking at 20.
Is breaking my heart.
I'm like, well, I'm not serving an hour in there. How about, there's still a record.
You won't be producing my podcast right now because you would have been in jail.
I wouldn't have been married. I wouldn't have been nothing. I would have the whole shit, nigga. I would have been out of jail 39, getting my life right. Like, yo, shit crazy. Like, I think about that all the time.
Yo, this is what helps you understand how, for people who don't know, Khalid Brother took his life. Imagine being 19. He did 3 years sitting, not convicted.
But he was getting beat up by the COs, inmates,
but that's jail. Imagine being 19 and not having me knowing you guys didn't have that experience. You guys weren't in the streets. You guys weren't. So imagine, and Khalid Brother was the same thing. Imagine not having such an experience. Going to jail and have to maneuver to that environment.
It probably happened to him that he didn't want to even discuss.
I'm telling you, only to be released as a free man. But it's like, how do you even function if you already suffering from it? 12 days is long, okay?
Nah, it's long when you ain't do shit. And when niggas are coming to your cell.
Imagine 3 years you ain't do shit.
They was coming to my cell every day saying you gonna leave.
They got that exact same study of like a scientific experiment of like putting people in that environment. And for 12 days, like psychologically, like you losing it.
Bro, we gotta get y'all some money. Like this is
you know when I thought I was losing it? When one day I woke up and I was like, damn it, yo, maybe I should have just. And I was like, hold up, I ain't do nothing. I was scary.
That's what happened.
I promise you, I was like, yo, that was scary. I was like, yo, hold up, I
started making myself laugh.
I got my ass. I was like, I ain't do shit. But point is this. I mean, we got out. But point is this. Like I said that line because I felt like that was the time I felt like, yo, man, like praying every day in there. But I'm like, all right, man, what's going on? Type shit. And then even when we got out, I mean, like, thank God for that. But then when we got out, now I think what affected me more was seeing like people like die like at a rapid rate from that. So I'm like, yo, man, like. I'm praying hard, my eyes sealed, no disrespect, I'll interject, but if you ain't handling I'm basically saying that if you're not gonna handle these cops, then we might just have to start shooting these guys. That's what my energy is, and that's not even my lifestyle, anything, but but that's where that took my mind, because I'm like, yo, what could we do to, we gotta protect ourselves. Now I got way more shit on the line. What happens to me now with a wife at home, with a shit like that? It's a way different experience, but it can happen again. Nothing changed. Like
nothing changed. Facts. They didn't give a fuck.
I probably would be able to let that shit go if these motherfuckers would have sat us down like men and called us to the station like, yo, sorry. On some real shit.
Yeah, because they ended up actually getting the guys.
They got the motherfuckers while we were still in there.
And we still had to go to court and still explain all.
It was on NJ.com, like the guys that did it, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they're still in jail now and shit. But like,
what?
So the point is, I think that was my thing. It's like, it was a disposable thing. We took y'all, juiced y'all for this bread.
And don't even
juice you for the bread too. That's the other thing. He juiced you for the bread.
I just felt used. Like I'm like, yo, these are the people. Like y'all. When I look at my checks, a couple hundreds gone every check because for these motherfuckers. And now personally, when niggas have a no snitching shit, it's like I'm on that shit too, but not on some street shit. I just don't trust cops.
Yeah.
Like I got a personal reason why I don't want to talk to these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, but not even like a hello or good morning type shit.
Yeah.
No, stay away from me before I look like another nigga.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, listen. One day, the grace of God, I'll be over that. But yo, it's almost 10 years. I'm
look
on it.
where we at now.
I'm still heavy on it. Like that shit happened yesterday.
And that
yo,
it really showed.
bro, I hate cops now. Like I can't.
I'm just saying, like,
what it really showed us was that, like, we cannot have any confidence in this system if we know that we purely did nothing and they just are like descriptive. All right, your fucking sheet is ass. Whatever your rubric is, it's ass because it's not working. Like we got more bad situations coming out than positive. So now we have to reevaluate what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? You know, like, cause y'all kidnapping people and shit, and you know what I mean? We fucking families up left and right.
Bruh, 19 years old, going to Dunkin' Donuts at 2 a.m. You end up doing
24 hours. It's 24 hours, by the way.
What happened with your job? What happened with your jobs afterwards? You guys got fired?
No. I mean, Olivia held it down.
We was all working the job, so I had to go back to the job and be like, yo, I have to go like around the time. Cause I remember I had to go to all his teachers and let them know what's going on.
Are you
I have to go to the
serious?
job
You're in
and let
college.
them know.
You
Yeah, we in
both were-
college. We all in college.
Yeah, we all in college.
We all in college.
Imagine how, as a black man, having to go back
Yo.
and then thinking about how they look at you now.
And
Because
the
it's
ill
like,
shit was.
And then I gotta tell everybody, my bad, I was in jail. Like,
I had to go to all our managers. Like our job, like they knew us, and we had a good reputation at the
Yeah.
job. All three of us. So we had to go and say, yo, by the way, they face a situation. They actually got falsely arrested. Right now, I'm working with my family to get the money up, and they were OD supporters. They was actually willing to come to the. Some of them came to the
to our court.
Yeah.
We had an overwhelming like response.
I can imagine if they just thought, oh man, them two dreadhead niggas. Oh,
right.
yeah.
What if it was your
Like,
first day at work and they don't even know you like that?
It would have
So
been a
that
different
was
story.
like,
Nah, it'd have been a different
you
story.
would have got
It would've been a different
fired.
story.
Like, oh, he done robbed somebody.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's a damn shame.
Bruh, I'm so glad.
Oh, you know what was the worst?
What?
One of my uncles, right, told my cousin, he was like, yeah, you never know a person, like, and I was like, yeah, niggas start throwing me away, yo.
Yeah, yo, they will too, yo.
Heartbreaking.
Fucked up.
This is
That was
heartbreaking.
really fucked up.
This is heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking.
Hey, look.
Imagine if you would have just started talking to a girl that day too. Like, what you in jail for?
It'd have been slow. It'd have been slow.
They ruined your lives.
I beat the case, and we beat the case in May. I met my future wife like 2 months later. That was
Bruh.
real close.
If you would've
if that
met
shit
her
overlapped, it probably would have been slow.
I'm telling you.
If it was on some I could explain type shit.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
you feel me?
nobody
Like,
trying to hear that.
That's actually the worst. When I first had my first girlfriend after that, was like, it was like I had to talk to her father and stuff like that, and it was like
Your first girlfriend?
my first girlfriend after that situation. Like, I'm sorry, it's been a couple girlfriends.
Your first girlfriend, what about the other five?
Yeah, nah. Yeah, man. Word up, bro. Yeah, man. You chatting tonight, yo. You chatting tonight, yo.
Your first girlfriend, but that's shooting.
Hell nah, but yeah, then having to explain that is like really strange because nobody actually believes. Like some of the people in there even explaining to them like, yo, we didn't do it and shit. Yeah, that's what everybody said. But no, nigga, we didn't fucking remotely do it.
that was on our first date. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get this out the way now because I had a feeling this was gonna be a thing. So I'm like, yo, let me just let you know now. I don't know if I showed her the pic because that pic kind of hard to see for some people that really know me. I mean, well, whatever. But I was like, yo, by the way, this whole shit happened. So if you see me during the course of these years, well, how I move towards cops, this is why. I said that shit on our first date. Like, yo, let's just get this shit out the way now. And then, I mean, she was receptive to this shit. She knows it's a fucked up world.
I can't believe this. Okay, Carly.
I mean, this shit went way longer than it was supposed to.
I want to go into it more, but this could be
a podcast in
We're going to have to make it a podcast in itself because this is crazy.
Yeah, that shit was heavy.
That was off what line, though?
What? Yeah, let's hit the line again.
The cops, the bar was, stop the abuse of power. These stupid cowards are shooting hours. And last year, 1,000 people died by police. It's a crucial matter. Youth devoured. Lord God, I'm praying hard. My eyes sealed. No disrespect. I'll interject, but if you won't handle it, then I will. Yeah.
Well, bars. What song is that?
A song called Cops. Me and LTGK with Corey on it. Who went dummy on that. He almost tried to smoke me on that song.
Kid Ali.
Yeah. Well, I think my
real bars that came from a real place.
all my bars pretty much come from a real place, but
You only got time for one.
But all right, I got one. I think I'm gonna do the what they can't gain is a treasure. Trying to stay sane, took the measures. Trying to maintain under pressure, gotta maintain under pressure. That shit is just about how like no matter what you try to pursue, like there's gonna be blockers, there's gonna be pressures, and then there are pressures for every area of your life. Like, you know what I mean? And there are like obstacles and like checkpoints, like, you know what I mean, that you gotta reach. And that shit will try to crush you. You know what I mean? And like really make you depressed. And I see myself getting depressed and shit sometimes, but I know that like, yo, bro, I'm popping. Like I got this thing and I have to push through, you know? And I think a lot of people be needing that, like, that moment of like, yo, I gotta push through, like, you know, and needing to hold on. So that was just a line that was for me, but it was for everybody too. Like, it was like, yo, this shit resonates with me and people. Like,
Can I hit the bar again?
It's like what they can't gain is a treasure, and like that's also like the main part. Is like they can't take that away from you. They can't take your soul away from you. They can't even take your mind away from you if you don't let them.
Facts.
You know, so what they can't gain is a treasure. Trying to stay sane took the measures. That's like me smoking and like, you know, how I deal with my meditative, like training my mind to do certain things and think a certain way. And trying to maintain under pressure, got to maintain under pressure. So that's just, you know, having to do it. Like you gotta try and then do it. Like, you know, not only try but keep trying until it's done. Like, you know, I'm maintaining, like, I'm a diamond. This shit takes the most pressure, so, like, fuck that, like.
That's deep that you said, because I said it so many times in the podcast, or just in general with life. You know, and growing up as kids, you're taught, okay, you have lunch, you have math, like life is compartmentalized for you. But when you reach adulthood, you realize it's all intertwined. So like I was telling y'all when I walked in here, like, yo, this Mercury retrograde is fucking me up, because it's not just, you know, I told y'all about my work life, but I feel like my work life, my home life, my spiritual life, everything is like in chaos. And when it is all happening at once, you really feel like, okay, I'm being tackled from every area, when the reality is like, yo, how you approach, it's not about how you approach work, how you approach spirituality, how you approach your family. It's really just how you approach life, because they're all intertwined. So you don't get that break from, you know how, okay, in school, oh, I'm having a hard time in math. Can't wait till recess. Can't wait to gym. Can't wait to, life don't do that for you.
Facts.
Yeah, exactly. What are you going to learn? How do you gain that confidence?
You need those pieces to make it whole. And like, if we don't have, it's something I learned about, you know, it's called like the pendulum swinging. Like it'll go left and right. There'll be good days, there'll be bad days, but you got to realize that you walk in the middle. We have to walk in the middle, because one day it'll be good and one day it'll be bad. We can't get too excited. We can't get too done. We just got to live it, put everything in place and take it and enjoy the whole thing. Yeah, because it's going to go, it does that by itself. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it rains one day and then that's just the nature of life. Like,
now you mentioned, say the bar that was in reference to weed and helping you meditate.
Trying to stay sane took the measures. Like, I took the measures to stay sane.
Does that help you meditate, or does that help you avoid?
No, it helps me meditate, because it's one of those things where I think people don't understand weed. Like, it's one of those pre-tools. Like, it's a tool that helps you to anything, to blank, like, and that's why it's grown all around the world, the whole continent, the whole continent. You get what I'm saying?
Legal in Jersey.
And I only knew this because, like, I'm a social person, and I started smoking with different crowds, people from different countries and stuff like that. And like one dude, they like in their country they smoke through their nose, and he said when they smoke they get strong and shit, like, and they go work the fields, like, but when I don't get strong. Right. You feel me? I get in, like, you feel me? I get how I get, because I use it for what I want to use it for. It help. It's a catalyst for anything, and a lot of people have the catalyst for chilling, and chilling is not really an activity. So you know what I mean? But if you wanna do something popping, it's gonna help you do that. You can really think of a fucking anything, you know what I mean? Like,
but is it the different? This is random, but is it the different types? Because when I was in Vegas, you know, it's legal in Vegas, and now that they have, like, you know, dispensaries, you could literally go in and be like, and they're like, what type of mood you want to feel? Do you want like a head high? Do you want a body high? Do you want to be creative? Like, you could really go in and get that. And what my experience is, I experimented with weed in my. Say no, look, but no, but like, if I always felt like with illegal weed, I didn't know what to expect. I never, you know, people be like, I'll smoke and I can go do this. It's like, no, like, I just felt like it was based on the weed, because it's like I never had experiences where I felt smart after smoking. So, most of the time I felt sleepy or hungry.
I think it's all.
That's a bar right there. Put that on the line.
I think it's all intention. You know, like no matter what you do, like if we all said 1, 2, 3, no matter, it could be for us to race, it could be for us, but it all means we're all in unison and we're about to do that. Like, so I don't know. I just think it's like intention, like
with the different pressures of life.
I try to like, I don't know, like focus on the bigger parts of it. Like know that I have an answer for all that. Like I have an answer for the things that frustrate me. Like, you know, I'm gonna beat that. I'm gonna beat that shit. I'm gonna beat that. No, I'm gonna beat that shit with this. You know what I mean? Like, all right, this doesn't, like, you know, I don't have to worry about, like, for instance, one day I'm not gonna have to worry about food if I'm hungry today, because I'm fucking buying sandwiches one day. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and I'm working on that shit, like, you know, and doing little steps to do that thing. So I know for sure the problem's gonna be alleviated in the long run. Yeah, exactly. Okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be alleviated forever when I alleviate it. Like, it's not, you know, nobody about to be hungry. Like, we not about to be hungry. Like, what?
I'm like that too. I wonder if that's a bad habit, because I do get critiqued about I try to avoid the moment. So a lot of the times, and I'm sensitive. It's not always that life is attacking me. Sometimes it's like, bruh, shit is hard. Like, it's really hurting me. So I try to kind of escape it by being in the future. I'm always like, oh, you know, it sounds positive. It sounds good. Like, oh, one day I'm going to be in a good place.
I think that's a big problem with our people. We're not admitting to our sensitivity. Like, we're fucking soft, bro.
Soft as shit.
Like, we soft. The hardest niggas I know, some hard motherfuckers, and I'm gonna tell you, they soft. Because and no bullshit. And I've real talk. Real, give me my Instagram. Look, because
12 days in jail done got him.
Because nah, it wasn't the 12 days. 14. Look, I always been solid in who I am, and that is what it's really about. It's really about knowing who you are. It doesn't matter. Nobody can waver you. Nobody can waver fucking Oprah. Nobody's telling Oprah she's not Oprah.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And she's not the hottest fucking, you know what I mean, talk show host in the, you know what I mean? You can't tell her that, and you couldn't tell her that before. In her mind, you know what I'm saying? Her mindset had changed to that. Like, yo, we're there. Like, we're already there. So what happens before that is why we even get tough with a person or defensive with a person, is because our sensitivities have been tingled. You tingled me. I can't let a nigga tingle me. You feel me? Like, you can't, bruh.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm so glad you said that in reference to just like black men, the street life is like, a lot of people don't realize they have allowed what we're truly sensitive about, and I'm speaking in regards to just, it's not just with street stuff and black men, but a lot of times the things that's really our weakness, we twisted it to make it seem like a thing. So like you said, the hardest nigga in the street is really the softest. But it's really, this hardness and this perspective is coming from a very soft, hurt, victimized place.
Of course.
But because we're praising it, they don't get to be in that, they don't get to experience the real sensitivity in the victim.
They will. They cry. They do shit. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's human here. Nobody can, you can't separate that shit. No matter how you know what I mean? No matter how you try to slice it. These motherfuckers you'll be drunk with the homies and then, you know, start, you know, giving your emotions or whatever. But I think we have built that because of our, like, deep roots, you know, of course, of like, yo, no, in wartime, we keep this face. Like, we know we're good regardless. We're strong people. But now I think we have to retract first. Like, what are we all going through? Let's talk about this shit. People saying ghosts and shit. Like, let's all, you know, why everybody acting like shit not happening? Like, shit is happening. Let's talk about it. And then that's how we move forward. Like, but, you know, we getting caught up in our own stereotype in a way, like in our own hype. Like,
on our own defense mechanism.
Yeah, our own defense mechanism. And it's old, and it's like, this is how I think of shit. Like, for instance, your family is like a bigger Kadi. Like, if that makes sense. So, like, the bigger person that we all make up has been this way for fucking, you know what I mean, for a while. Like, you know, it always has a defense up. It always has this, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, so we have to break it down one by one and little shit like this, little, like, you know, things like people pull that guard down. Like,
I could talk to y'all all day because you guys just opened up some worms on top of worms. We definitely got to do a part 2 with real music.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
But first and foremost, I need you guys to drop the links or the where people can find your music and your Instagram pages.
You can follow the whole group at Follow Real Music. Simple and plain. Just follow Real Music. Yeah, just follow us. Follow Real Music. That's Facebook.
Through.
Yes, all through. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow Real Music. Just get to everything that we doing. Anything. Music's on SoundCloud, Spotify. Like, it's up there. Like, just go there, check it out. All the links are available through these social media platforms. So you hear everything that we doing, everything that we have coming up.
We got albums coming.
Yeah, we got albums coming this year. We trying to put out four solo projects during the course of this year. Starting with Kadi's first, then Oliv's, then Moses, Motor-Ray, and then like I'll do mine at the fourth quarter. So we just trying to, flood the market, man. Give them some more music. It's been a little, and we got to give a group project too. It's been a little minute since we did a group project. We've been working on our solo joints, but our solo joints are kind of like group projects anyway, man. It's still real music at the end.
It's still all real music. Like, it's almost like my best thing for seeing it like in the industry is like freaking Locks, Jadakiss, like, because they all have them, but they're like,
because
they all like,
look at the
but
Locks,
you still think of them as them, like you know what I mean?
Like,
but
when they said
like that,
they said, yo, we ain't drop an album, we ain't drop a group album in what's it like 15 years. And I was like, I didn't even notice that shit because they had wild projects in between.
Yeah, and they're on each other's shit.
And they're on each other's
like,
shit. So
like,
we didn't go 15 years without hearing Locks material. It was just without hearing a cohesive body of work. But it was, still all good. So we kind of been doing it like that. But yeah, follow me at KProetic, KPROETIC. Poetry bars every week. Hashtag poetry bars. I just be rambling, speaking my mind, doing my thing.
Yeah, my Instagram name is Moses the Raven. I'm the only cat. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'm the only cat with Moses the Raven. Yeah, on Twitter it's Moses the Raven RM. Yeah, because somebody else had Moses the Raven and they did some booty shit with it. They haven't been on Twitter. These cats. I was mad. These motherfuckers, I was like, okay, I want the Moses the Raven name. Let me keep checking on this nigga. He hasn't posted nothing since 2010. Yeah, that hurt my feelings. I'm like, yo, he's just holding on to it. I'm like, let go. But yeah,
my name
and
is.
It's like, so we got the. I'm sorry, my bad, Kadi.
Well, this Twitter thing is really him. What's his name? Can we let him know?
Moses
to let the name go.
Let it go.
Yo,
I don't know if he,
Let it go, man. Delete the account so we can
the case is.
get this branding right.
Okay, so as far as the RM project is concerned, I done started making beats for it. It's crazy, the beats that I've been making and the song topics I've been coming up with, and we're gonna have a really nice cohesive project coming out very soon for you guys. And I'm gonna, we got the studio now, so what's about to happen is about to be so stupid crazy, and their schedule's been freeing up. You know what I'm saying? I know. You're right. Is the schedule, the perfect timing thing is coming into play, and that's what I really like about all this stuff that's coming down right now. And I've just been, making sure I've been hitting up my man K-Proetic, giving him tracks for his mixtape. About to his album. Excuse me. Shit. Yeah. And then Olive. What's the name of your track that's coming out? What's the name of your album that's coming out? Catharsis. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So shouts out. So this is Olive talking. You can follow my personal page at O_LIVE45. Again, you can follow the entire group at Follow Real Music. A lot of people, I tell people that at the end of the shows, they just end up putting Real Music, have a difficult time following us. So follow is in the name. So at Follow Real Music.
And yo, don't forget to follow at Kadi, man. My bad. The A with the circle in it. My bad. The circle. The at sign. Then Kid Kadi Ali ALLIK, man. You feel me?
That's the whole team.
And then Real Music, follow Real Music.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, but you definitely can't forget about I've been called Corey, but I'm gonna let y'all know my yeah, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I am I'm a heavy R.E.A.L music affiliate. You know what I'm saying? One of the heaviest, I would say. You know what I'm saying? One of the heaviest. But you can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at God or King. That's GODORKING. You know what I'm saying? And on Facebook, please check out my podcast. It's called Room 224. You know, we got a lot of information that we dropping, and a lot of diverse opinions that we got, stepping onto the panel. So, go check that out when y'all get a chance.
Definitely Room 224. Leveling up for 2019, man. I'm trying to do a lot of different things this year. This is the level up year. Simple as that. It's gonna happen just because it gotta happen. So we're working on a lot of different things. That's why they got the studio now, their own studio. We're dropping a lot of projects. All will be on the major streaming platforms.
Thank you guys for stopping by. It's a wrap.